Last night I saw a superhero, he was black. He said, this is for the street, Black Lightning's back.
Hello to all and welcome back into the channel for this week's review of Black Lightning Season 4, Episode 3, which is Chapter 3 of the Book of Reconstruction, Despite All My Rage. In the event that you're new here, please understand we do deal heavily in spoilers when we discuss these episodes. So don't give us the funny face if you come across some information you're not ready for. So I'm gonna let that be a perfect segue for how Jefferson reacted upon seeing Tobias in his living room. Now I'm pretty sure within a few moments you begin to realize that it was a dream sequence, but did you pick up on the fact that Jefferson descended almost as if down into hell to meet his own personal devil? Now even though when Jefferson gets to therapy and the psychiatrist mentions that he's reflecting, because his friend was not in the dream, even though his family technically was either, unless there was some kind of deleted scene. But in any case, did you guys catch the way in which both not only just Jefferson, but also Lynn begin to describe their problem, so to speak, to the psychiatrist in a language that was more so inclined towards their hidden identity or alter ego? You guys caught that. And is it just me, or did maybe Lynn get close to maybe having a breakthrough. Stand on these with my breakthroughs. Now I know these are fictional characters and you can't put too much stake into unraveling their psychological tics. Surprise, but the most notable thing is the fact that both Lynn and Jefferson are in essence treating their alter ego selves more real than their real selves, thus making themselves invisible. Visible. How much more is that going to complicate things? Because at first I really thought Jefferson was talking about his father. I mean, didn't you? And hold on, wait a minute. Aren't they still deflecting while in therapy? It's crazy. But in any case, it's going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward. So Lala has started an underground virtual pit fighter competition. A lot of y'all might be too young enough to know. That used to be my game, but anyway, we later find out that Marcel has actually placed himself within the fight in order to get up enough money to afford getting his children back. Now I'm pretty certain this is going to be a topic that I highlight when I get the time to go back and review the first episodes of Black Lightning. That is, even though Freeland is set in a fictional environment, some of the issues that the characters face are not only plucked from our own headlines, but kind of sets up a scenario in a sense where most everything that happens within the black diaspora happens within this show, even though it is hyper-realism. And despite what they might do in order to help out the people of Freeland, that's kind of, should we say it, ill-advised, you can never say the Pierce family hasn't had his heart in the right place. Now be that as it may, I still do like the fact that Jefferson was able to help Marcel out of his situation. I just hope Marcel stays safe because Freeland, as we all know, can be treacherous. It's good to see TC back as he gets a little bit more screen time to help Jennifer out with some PR issues. And can we talk about Jennifer's powers? For the past 3 episodes, she's been going into the sky, I guess the ionosphere, to get recharged. But the whole time she was doing it, she's been smiling, which you kind of know something bad was going to happen. And now Jen's powers seem to be on the fritz somehow. We'll definitely have to pay attention to this as the season rolls on. So Tobias is not only a part of Jefferson's dreams, but it also seems he might become the mayor's nightmare. Now this meeting marks as yet another instance where Tobias is somehow enlarging his infrastructure in Freeland. Now to speculate that he has a grand plan that he's going to implement in Freeland, that's, what he's going to do exactly. Now that's the question. But my guess is this, given Jefferson's actions as of late, more than likely, he's going to try to take Jefferson's place not only in Freeland, but in his personal life as well. Which could be the fact why Jefferson has already started dreaming about Tobias being in his home. So Gammy, led by Lauren, takes a first-hand tour of the Monostat facilities and gets a first-hand look at the new DEGs. But it isn't until later that he's with TC that we learn he's confiscated a weapon.
When you borrow something, you don't tell nobody. They call that stealing,
But after just one shot of the DEG, it's apparent that they are a little bit more powerful than the press is leading on to. So yep, I'm afraid to say it. Do this at your own pace, don't blame me. If you want to get out of a drinking game for how many casualties will be lost in Freeland, hey. And the last and final topic, but definitely not the least, Grace finally awakes from her coma. And not too long afterwards, the two, Anissa and Grace, end up getting married. But seeing the fact that they're in this show and Tobias is running rampant, man, we'll just have to wait to see if it's a happily ever after. But that just about does it for this review. Now stay tuned in the content meta for more reviews like this. Please leave some comments down below on what you think is happening in the show, what you think is going, What's going to happen with who, when, what, or where? Is Tobias going to fill in the cracks with Lynn? Bad pun? Whatever. But until then, see you then.